Hello, and welcome to the Knights of Last Call. My name is Derek Melenda, your host and game master. I invite you to join us each week as we play the legendary Rise of the Runelords adventure path using the second edition of the Pathfinder role-playing game. For those of you unaware, Pathfinder is a fantasy RPG with historical roots tied to Dungeons & Dragons. If you know the basic rules of D&D, you're already basically familiar with the core rules of Pathfinder. It's my hope that in addition to providing a good deal of entertainment, that this channel will also be able to educate any player or DM who may be curious about Pathfinder and how to play it. We'll begin with Session 1 shortly, but first, let me introduce you to the Knights. Bob plays Azius Strongforge, a down-on-his-luck dwarf who used to own and operate his own bar, but has lost everything and now seeks to climb his way back to the top from the bottom. Starting off as an alchemist, Azius holds a secret warrior past, which he has tried for so long to put behind him. Rory plays Gore, a half-elf fighter who once served as a medic in the Magnamarian Guard, but abandoned his post to hunt down the goblins that attacked and murdered his ancestral elven village. Going by the name the humans in his unit gave him, Gore's past and true identity are a mystery, even to the other knights. Danny plays Villic, a goblin monk. A foundling taken in and raised by humans, Villic is quite different from his goblin brethren and believes in the tenets of law and good, although he sometimes struggles with his goblin ancestry and has been known to bite. Matt plays Burl, a gnome elemental sorcerer who, accompanied by his badger companion Lucky, has come to the lands of Varisia in search of the legendary City of Gold, Zin Shalast. A former associate of Azius from his bartender days, Burl's arrival draws the group together and will form them into the Knights of Last Call. I hope you will join us as this new group of players experiences one of the greatest adventure paths ever written. I also hope that you will stick with us as we continue to advance our video and audio production qualities. At the time I'm recording this introduction, we've already gotten a few sessions under our belts, and trust me, it gets even better. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the show, and feel free to ring the bell if you want to be notified when we upload a new show each week. Welcome to the Knights of Last Call. You guys have, through a variety of different means, found yourselves in the land of Varisia, part of the Inner Sea. Varisia is an unincorporated land. No king or emperor or queen rules it. Instead, it is a collection of small towns and small city-states, the most notable of which, several of you may have probably come through this city on your way to the region, is known as Magnamar, here at the very edge of the coast. Beyond Magnamar lies wilderness. In a particular section, here at the edge of the Varisian Gulf, is known as the Lost Coast, for the variety of old and ancient ruins that dot its environment. The land that is now known as Varisia was once part of an ancient kingdom called Thassalon, a land of powerful sorcerer kings who ruled over the land with an iron fist. The ruins of Thassalon, thousands of years now destroyed, still litter the surrounding countryside, giving the Lost Coast and indeed all of Varisia a bit of a reputation as a home for adventurers. Treasure hunters, bounty hunters, fortune seekers, everyone comes to Varisia. The laws here are pretty loose because there is no centralized government. And as I said before, you have the ruins of an ancient, powerful, magical civilization that literally dot the land. So it's kind of a adventurer's ideal location for finding treasure and adventures and heroic. Now, Magnamar is a big city. And Gore, you've decided to keep away from the larger cities. And you guys have made your way east into the forests and the swamps as you guys continue to hunt your goblins. Your goblin hunting quest, however, has come to a bit of a crossroads as you encounter your old friend, Azius, who is on a bit of down on his luck. needing a hot meal, maybe a good shower or bath. You guys decide.
One of my dislikes is soap.
You guys decide.
I wrote it there.
Is that really?
Yeah, I wrote dislikes giants, orcs, and soap.
Nice.
So that would check out.
That would check out. You guys have decided to make your way to the small town of Sandpoint.
We met up with him?
Yes.
Okay, so we already met up. Okay.
Yeah. So you and Gore were out doing your goblin slaying. The goblins are really active. And then you discovered Azius sort of living essentially homeless, down on his luck. You guys took him under your wing and you're like, okay, look, we need to get you straight. We need to get you right. Yeah. So let's go ahead for Sandpoint, which through local custom and tradition is about to have their annual Swallowtail Festival, a festival that is sacred to the priests and priestesses of Desna, who's the goddess of beauty and love and springtime. And it's their annual springtime celebration where they culminate in releasing thousands of swallowtail butterflies to sort of welcome and usher in a new and prosperous spring. And so you make your way to the small town of Sandpoint.
This is not a very large town?
No, it is not a very large town at all. In fact, as you come into the town, you can see that there is probably no more than maybe 500 individuals that live in the town itself. It's more or less a straight road through a sort of a curving town.
One stop sign or one red light town?
Yeah. I mean, it's a very small little town here. And here's a little.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's nestled right up against the coast. It's known as Light of the Lost Coast. Because, again, this region's called the Lost Coast, but there's an old, what people presume to be an old, watchtower, light tower. Yeah, that's on the thing. But it's probably from old Thassalon because it's actually really old and it's made of stone.
Secret ruins in there.
Here we go.
Nice.
Oh, you know what? Actually, it's a little bit bigger than that. Okay, here we go. So this is Sandpoint. Okay? It's, you've got maybe a couple dozen buildings. Sandpoint is most known for its one of these buildings here. I think here there's a large glass factory here, which makes some of the finest glass in this part of the world. It's one of the main exports from this region. The sand is apparently very silicate rich. And it's like, this is like stained glass, colored glass. Whereas most of the other people are sort of your collection of innkeepers and farmers and shopwrights. And then there's a large cathedral dedicated to Desna, the goddess of health and beauty and all that stuff in the town as well. As you arrive in town, the festival is in full swing. Games of chance are being played. There's all sorts of welcoming speeches. It appears that you got here just as the mayor, known as Mayor Deverin, is finishing up his introductory speech to the Swallowtail Festival.
Is it Mayor Deverin?
Deverin, yes. In fact, as they finish up, the town's local sheriff, a man by the name of Sheriff Hemlock, brings down the mood of the crowd a little bit as he, with his dour attitude, sort of steps forward and reminds everyone in town to control themselves, to be safe, but also gives a moment and asks everyone to bow their head and whisper a prayer to Desna in remembrance of the town's previous church. You notice that the cathedral seems to be pretty new. Apparently, the church here burned down several years ago, claiming the lives of the local priest who was beloved by the townsfolk as well as his daughter. After that, he introduces Longiku Kaijutsu. Longiku Kaijutsu is a elderly Tian man, Tian. And Tian is like a sort of an Asian. Tian.
Okay, that's his nationality?
Yes, which is kind of basically an Oriental Asian influence.
Are all these humans just in this town?
Yeah, these are all humans. It's a predominantly
They're not
humans.
like looking at us weird because we got a gnome, a half elf,
No,
dwarf
no.
walking around.
No. I mean, in fact, actually, I can look it up.
half drunk dwarf and a small gnome.
Our ancestors, like I think they're common enough. Like the goblin might be a bit.
Well, we don't know about him.
Yeah, we don't know what the
But I
goblin.
just know, like, is it like literally
Here,
straight
here you go.
like,
So the population.
there's
Okay,
like some-
so the population of Sandpoint is 1,240,
okay.
and about 1,000 of that is humans.
So still, yeah.
But you've got halflings.
What?
You've got about 50
Jujitsu?
halflings.
Yeah.
You got about 50 halflings,
That's
30
not
elves,
information writing again.
24 dwarves, 13 gnomes.
And what does he
They're
do?
to that, like they got
He's
to
just
break
an
down
Asian
that
guy.
specific.
Yeah.
That's his nationality.
Yeah.
That's who just rocked into us.
Well, no, he's getting introduced.
Oh, he's getting introduced by the sheriff. After
Yes.
after the sheriff got
Yes.
done telling everybody to calm down. Boo.
Yeah, boo.
Yeah.
Exactly. But apparently he is not available. Seems he is a sudden illness
Oh, that's
has
embarrassing.
overtaken them. But you hear several of the townsfolk nearby gossip, like there's no way in hell he would have ever come to this anyways. He basically hates this town. And pretty much it seems like he's a miserly old Scrooge.
Okay.
You know, doesn't like anybody, very concerned about money and the like. And then the fun in the games begin. There's a variety of games of chance, tugs of war, all the like tugs of war. Tug of wars? How do you pluralize it?
What were you deciding?
I think just
I think he's neutral.
Yeah.
And I'm chaotic neutral.
You were.
Well, yeah, we did. Well, again, you're whoever
You're a
you are.
grifter. They thought you were chaotic neutral.
yeah, I mean either chaotic neutral or true neutral.
Okay.
I didn't actually write that down yet.
Maybe we don't know.
All right, so
The monk's gonna be the most positive, like not lawful one in the group.
yeah, that's the thing that's crazy about it is that the goblin monk is going to be the bedrock moral compass of the group. So you guys are kind of standing around. People are enjoying themselves, enjoying the food, the festivities. The inns and the taverns are open. They've got their finest on the on display.
As
But
he disappears and he's in the bar.
It's not, however, it's not too long. However, before it's a small town, and a group of strangers have arrived. And yeah, I suppose not being a human amongst you is a bit unusual. And it's not too long before you see several guardsmen point you out, and the town sheriff makes his way over to you.
Oh,
This is Sheriff Hemlock.
Hemlock.
That's for sure.
Mr. Hemlock.
Again, he's a pretty dour man. He's got
Cheers.
he's got a long handlebar mustache.
Oh, cool.
Greetings, gentlemen. I'm the sheriff of Sandpoint. Hemlock's the name. You've new faces in town. Are you guys here for the festival?
I heard there was good drink.
Yeah, the best.
The best.
Oh, yes. If you're looking for the finest alcohol, you need to make your way over to the Rusty Dragon. Yes. Amiko, she
That's
makes...
the name of my old wife.
He laughs. It's the name of my current one. Oh. Hey. No, but Miko makes a fantastic ale, and I can't think of anything better. Listen, I don't mean to be rude, but you all wouldn't happen to be adventurers, would you?
Depends.
On what?
Well, what's the adventure?
Well, nothing as yet of sorts. It's just, things have been a little unusual around Sandpoint the last few months.
More goblins?
Goblin attacks have been on the increase, but things have just been weird around here for the last couple of years. You may have heard during my speech, we had some problems a few years back. The late unpleasantness was a time of, I think we had more deaths and murders in just 1 year than we've probably had in the last 100.
Oh.
The town's never really quite fully recovered from it, and to be quite honest with you, I'd feel a lot safer if a group of adventurers, men and women that I could come to rely on and count on, might call Sandpoint their, there's a lot of things an adventurer can handle that a sheriff and his local constables can't.
And yeah.
Anyways,
Dark of night.
as I was saying about being rude, I basically want to know, are you just passing through, or are you planning on staying and setting up roots?
I think we could stay here for a little bit. I think it's
the
a lovely city.
The festival seems very nice right
And
now.
from my character's perspective, obviously, I want us to stay here because this is, there's the ruins. There's all kinds of places I can find treasure. So like fighting goblins, avenging your grandfather or your uncle aside, like just staying here in the city. I mean, if we're also helping him out, my character's thinking like, yeah. So he's yes, excellent.
I just
All
thought
right.
it was a really cool festival, and
Yeah.
I'm just whatever you guys need.
Yeah, you're
I'm just helping you guys out. Yeah, you guys tell me what's going on. Can we just stop at that Rusty Dragon
Right,
though,
right,
before
right,
we
right.
like do
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
crazy?
All right. Well, that seems like a reasonable.
Or what are your
Gore, yeah,
thoughts?
Gore.
Point me in them direction of them goblins.
All right, he still
He
had
seems a
hell
little
bent.
stoic.
That's good.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there
Well,
will be
I-
plenty of goblins.
I can always appreciate a man with a grudge for goblins. You'll have to, if you do end up staying around, you'll have to meet our local ranger, an elven woman by the name of Shalelu.
Ooh.
She's been hunting the local tribes here for the past probably 30, 40 years. She knows them better than anyone.
Sounds like my kind of gal.
The Mossworts, the Broken Crows, all of them. She's got beef with every goblin from here to Magnamar. Still, I've taken up too much of your time. Gentlemen, if you need me, I'll be around, and any of my constables can point me out. Enjoy our festivities, and good luck. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm not-
The sheriff excuses himself and makes his way departs.
Okay.
Now, doesn't take much questioning before you're able to find your way towards the Rusty Dragon.
For sure.
In fact, all the taverns and inns of Sandpoint seem to have their best on display. Most have taken tables and the like out.
How many? Can we hit them all? No.
There's a couple people doing the crawl.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
just doing all of them. And out in front of the Rusty Dragon Inn, you see a young Tien woman
Interesting.
who seems to be ladling out some sort of spicy curry and has several large flagons of ale on tap. The line almost stretches around the building.
Shit.
How rare are the Tien? Are they common? Or
They're very rare.
So probably some sort of relation to the guy who was a no-show.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right now. I'm a little upset about this line.
Well,
I
don't
see.
worry. I have a high charisma, so I can
Yeah.
distraction. We'll sneak right in.
I have a -1.
We don't want to wait around for for the line here. We'd like to maybe cause a quick distraction, or maybe a prestidigitation. I can't say it, but maybe a quick little hey everyone, look over there, and we can sneak in.
Yeah, sure, go for it.
So I got to look up that spell.
Well, the spell itself doesn't really do a whole lot.
It just allows me to do it.
It just allows you
because
to
cantrips just succeed, right?
Yeah,
Just-
exactly.
All right, so
Sparkles.
do that, and then so I'd like to a little fire starts. Little firecrackers go.
Okay.
I don't
bounce
know.
to the
It's a
side.
festival. Is that going to be enough to distract everybody?
Well, they're loud enough.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm just asking.
This is look the
Everyone's
stuff.
gonna hear
The
'em.
stuff that's been going around in town. That's like those snakes you light on fire. The little
Those are the ones I like.
party poplar.
Yeah.
Those are the ones I like. Yeah, it's like you're like whisker do's, whisker don'ts, with or without the rooster tail. What is it? I can't remember what it is. Fiddler stick or
he
something.
goes through like 50 of them.
Yeah.
He just rambles through them.
Whisker do, whisker
Or
don't.
don't.
He said there's one where
Sparklers and snakes. That's
yeah,
what I like.
sparklers and snakes is what I like. You're all like, "Oh, this is gonna be amazing!"
Yeah.
and then it matched like it's just like a snake.
Yeah. Falls
It falls
over.
over.
But it's also a gnome, so it's like this tall.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like a-
No,
gonna say,
it's
could be a giant
I mean, it's
snake.
prestidigitation, so it's not like full on. It's not like Gandalf Red Dragon over the water, but it's all the other stuff. Like where there's magical little fireworks and effects. The people in town or the people in line, like kind of turn to appreciate.
Plus, they've probably been
"Ooh,
drinking a little bit.
and
Yeah.
you guys are like, yes,
Yeah.
as you guys kind of
Yeah.
slide your way in,
Yeah. Right in
And-
front of the next one.
right, and you're like, you're of course, right, yeah,
They
and-
carry on conversation like,
No,
oh, yeah.
my friend was holding the spot
yeah,
right there.
and you guys cut right in line. All right, few people in front of you, and you find yourselves face to face with the innkeeper and owner of the Rusty Dragon, a woman by the name of Amiko.
She's the Tien woman, or the Tien woman
She
was
is
outside?
she is the Tien woman. Yes.
So I don't know if there's enough point for us yet to really talk to her about her
We don't even really
potential a potential related Tien guy who just
I
did
didn't
a
even
no-show.
know that guy's Tien. There's the guy they pronounced his name, and
That
then he didn't
guy.
even show up.
Right, he didn't show up. So I
People have
did-
made some rumors, but I don't know he's Tien yet.
right.
I know that she's Tien, which is obviously a little bit rare in this town.
Right.
Maybe that's
Well,
all
but
I
also as
noticed.
Matt pointed out, like just the name Longiku Amiko.
Oh,
You recognize it as being a TN name.
Got it.
So you might just be like, okay.
But is she
But we
behind?
don't care yet.
So,
like
so
that
this
may be
is-
a connection, but we don't care.
I just came here
everything.
for drink.
This is a picture of Amiko.
Oh, she looks like she's about
Look
to.
at the pirate.
Yeah, she looks like
Yeah.
badass.
She's gonna stab me.
So she's a former ex-adventurer.
Well, I guess that makes sense.
I mean, she just looks like the kind of person I want to talk to.
But she's not. She's not the ranger is someone else who was.
Shalelu is
yeah,
Elven,
Shalelu.
and she's not here.
She's Irish.
She's Irish. She's Irish. Yeah,
Yeah, I come down from the
Irish.
forest to Shalelu. All elves are now
yeah.
Irish in our
Descent.
campaign. Okay, so Amiko stands in front of you. She's got a variety of dishes, but her curry spiced salmon
Ooh.
seems to be fucking calling you. And she also has hagfish lobster chowder, and she has some peppercorn venison. But
Sounds
Oh, I'm
good.
going with the spicy. Give me that spicy salmon.
If it's the special,
Yeah.
how much is it? I mean, I don't know what you're talking here.
it's the Swallowtail Festival. Everything is free.
Oh yes, my favorite word. I've been a little down on my luck. And
I
a
mean,
good
within
curry.
reason.
Yeah.
Jeez,
I'll
Louise.
take all of everything.
Yeah. And a side of that.
And what would you like to drink?
I think we'll all take a flagon of the best ale.
Well, that would be my winter drop mead.
Winter drop?
Winter drop.
That's weird in spring.
It's the distilled essence. It takes all winter
Ah.
to distill.
It's at its prime.
Yes.
Familiar with it.
Okay. Well, she pours you out several large flagons and gives you several large heaping wooden bowls full of her
Use
salmon,
my,
curry spiced salmon. Please, and enjoy. And please, you look like adventurers. I'd love to hear your stories. I am the owner and proprietor of the inn here, and I would love to hear your stories. Stop by sometime.
Absolutely.
What's this in
Just
called?
doesn't.
The Rusty Dragon. It's
Yeah,
mine.
It's the inn and it's the restaurant bar.
Yeah, right. It's the whole thing.
Oh yes.
My name, by the way, is Amiku. Amiku Longiku.
Jiku. That sounds familiar.
I'm sorry. No, that's her father's name. Amiku Kaijitsu.
Kaijitsu.
Yes.
Didn't we hear that name earlier?
It sounds similar.
Yes,
I
In
think
yes.
I've heard
relation
that
to
name.
My father was supposed to speak,
Longeku.
but he is an elderly man and gets tired, so he was unable to make
Oh, I
it.
feel bad.
My family owns the local glassworks here.
Oh, I've heard rumors of the glass works.
Wonderful stained glass.
It is no rumor. My family came here over 100 years ago. My great grandfather from Tien. And we brought with us the secret of the Eastern glassmaking. No one here in the Inner Sea region makes glass the way that the Tien do. And my family has kept the secret and the business for almost 100 years, over 100 years.
What kind of special stuff do they make there? Is this product or is there?
Oh,
stuff that-
well, we specialize
any
in
magical qualities? Is that
Well,
what
I'm
you're
just-
asking?
no.
a
It's
rare-
only magic in its quality and its beauty. Remember, this is a quasi-medieval fantasy time. Glass is a pretty rare thing, and to be
Oh,
able to
okay.
make like thin, translucent, colored glass is
Okay.
like a pretty.
Okay. I was just thinking like, is this like a bowls and China shop?
but
or
remember,
is this
they're not
like
making
a-
like they're not making like panes of glass. They're making like crystal vases
Oh, that sounds
and,
sweet,
and,
yeah.
fine,
glass.
like almost like fine china, basically. Anyways, I doubt. I don't want to go on about the glass making business, but I ask you to enjoy the rest of our festivities, and I hope that if you do stay a while, come the Rusty Dragon. Our prices are very affordable. I assure
right
you.
now they're very affordable.
Listen,
room
one
go-
per.
yeah.
What's a room go for tonight?
5 silver pieces.
We will need a couple of rooms for tonight. So.
A
Well,
couple.
I'll see what I can do. The festival has brought in a lot of our surrounding farmers, and many have decided to splurge and treat themselves to a night in an inn.
Well, after you talk it up so much, I sure hope that there are some availabilities for us. I'd hate to go somewhere else.
Well, I would hate for you to go somewhere else. Well, more importantly, I would hate for your silver to go somewhere else.
Ah.
Anyways, gentlemen, I'm sorry. There's a long line of people who
Alright.
seem
Yes,
to
yes,
be
yes.
very mad at you.
Well, I don't know why. Let's continue on.
Someone else was causing a ruckus outside.
Is that what that was? I could have sworn it was a prestidigitation.
None of
Maybe
that.
someone might have a keen eye.
Someone might be a bard.
Yes. Oh.
Okay, so you guys make your way and enjoy an unbelievable
This
meal.
brew is not strong enough.
Well,
She did give us 7 of them.
This is a beard brew.
I mean, are we
So
just hanging out here for a while? We just want to.
I don't know. You
Hang out
guys
here
tell me.
and see if when it dies down a bit, if she comes over and joins us to talk more. Or
Right, she's busy right now,
All
so
right.
maybe you guys kind of make plans to,
we
you know
stare
what?
much longer.
Once
I'm gonna be
once
real
the
hammered.
once the evening falls and like sort of like the
She's
kids
supposed
are
to go
gone
to
to
room,
bed and
right?
stuff like that, then you guys might make your way over to the inn, maybe get some hard drinking
Oh.
in.
You do have
But
a dwarven constitution.
As the
Oh yes, for sure. It's my
it's actually his highest stat,
Yeah,
even
yeah,
though
yeah.
he's an int based class. He has his con is actually higher than his.
Intelligence is +2.
So finally, as the sun begins to set, you hear a large sort of crack and explosion as someone uses a thunderstone in order to.
Thunderstone.
Yeah, it's just like a alchemical item that explodes with a large crack.
I know exactly what that is.
Yes, in order to get everyone's attention. As Father Xantus, the current priest of the town,
Father Xanthus?
Xantus.
Xantus.
Xantus. Like Zantac, but Xantus. Father Xantus takes the central podium in the town square, using the thunderstone to gain the town's attention. Everyone starts murmuring as they move in, as you prepare for the final event of the Swallowtail Festival, where as the priest prepares for the prayer of first dreaming, a prayer to welcome spring and embrace it in fully.
I like this.
However, as the sharp retort, like the crack of thunder, slices through the excited crowd, as the setting sun's rays just begin to paint through the western sky, a stray dog that has crawled into a nearby wagon starts and suddenly comes awake, and you hear a kind of like a pained yelp from the dog. And the buzz of 24 conversations dies down as all heads turn towards the central podium, where a beaming Father Xantus has taken the stage. He takes a moment, looking a little nervous to prepare to
So
speak.
he did the thunderstorm already?
Yeah, to get
Okay.
everyone's attention.
Okay.
And he's about to speak, and then suddenly, a woman's voice pierces and screams through the air, and then another, and then another. And suddenly, beyond the screaming voices and the murmur that seems to ripple through the crowd, you suddenly hear a sudden surge of strange new voices rising, high-pitched, tittering shrieks that sound not entirely human. The crowd begins parting, and something low to the ground races by, giggling with disturbing glee, as you see a stray dog give a painful yelp and then collapses with a gurgle as blood flows out from the dog's slit throat, cut ear to ear.
Shit.
As blood begins to pool around its head, people flee from the dead dog, and standing above it, grinning with a maniacal grin, you see a goblin holding a rusty knife, blood dripping from it, low to the ground as he cackles. And with that, the crowd screams and goblins attack the town.
Oh shit.
Okay.
I run to the maniacal goblin.
Just
Okay. So there are 3 goblin warriors who have run into the town square as the townsfolk come running around you. The goblins are already swarming across Sandpoint, and as goblins are known to do, they have already begun singing.
singing what?
These sons of
Goblins
bitches.
chew and goblins bite. Goblins cut and goblins fight. Stab the dog. Kill the horse. Goblins eat and take it by force.
Oh man.
The goblin song, as it is known, continues as the goblins kind of spy through. And as you guys sort of stand firm, as the townsfolk they're going to run away, they seem to point at the half-elf. Time to die, long shanks.
Oh,
And
man.
you guys react. So everyone go ahead and roll. This is a perception check. So in Pathfinder 2E, you can use any skill for initiative, depending on what's the situation. Now, perception is the most common that we'll be using for, because usually it's like, did you see that combat was about to break out? But in some instances, like if you're hiding, you might use your stealth, or if you were like detecting a disturbance in the magical force, you might use Arcana. So there's a lot of different instances where a different skill might apply. And if you think that one might apply, besides so perception is the default. But if you think that one might apply, go ahead and make a reason for it, or I might even tell you sometimes that you need to make.
I think this is perception.
Perception's pretty generic. So go ahead and roll, and we'll go around the table instead of just shouting them out one at like crazy people. So, Azius.
21 total.
Okay, great. Burl.
19.
Okay, and Gore.
22.
Okay, wow. All right. So all three of you
Hot
got
roll is my new thing.
all three of you got really good checks there. Okay, well the goblins are going dead last, so you guys are all good. All right, so Gore, you're up first. So at the beginning of your turn in Pathfinder 2e, bloop, 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 you are given 3 actions and a reaction. You can then take your actions in any order that you'd like, although certain key abilities take multiple actions, like normally usually casting spells. And other powers or actions have requirements to them. For example, a maneuver might have the press or the flourish action trait, which means that you can either do it only after you've done another action, or you can only do it before you do another action. So that's one of the reasons why when you write things down in Pathfinder 2e, you need to write down those traits, because they're going to tell you and determine whether you can do something or not.
I'm going to use sudden charge.
Okay.
With that goblin there.
Okay. So, again, we're just playing for the first time, so it doesn't really matter. Sudden charge is 2 actions. It lets you move twice and then attack once.
Well, no, I'm not
Can
going
you
to
split
do
up
that.
No.
Okay.
So if you're
Well-
attacking now, what's your speed?
Well,
Remember, each of these squares is 5 feet. What's your speed?
25.
So yeah, you could 5, 10, 15, 20.
So I only
25.
need the 5 to get to him.
Right. So I'm
Yeah.
saying there's really no reason for you to
Okay.
do it. I mean,
'Cause
fundamentally,
you can get to this guy right
you
here,
can get
no
to that guy
problem.
Yeah.
anyways. Another thing to remember,
Yep.
in Pathfinder 2e, the default is that most things and creatures, most players and creatures and foes and enemies do not possess the ability to make opportunity attacks.
Okay.
That is a special power reserved
Like
for
bosses and stuff.
like defensive type characters. For example, you do not have attack of opportunity.
No.
You do not have attack of opportunity, but Gore does.
Yeah.
And it allows him to use his reaction to make an attack on someone else's turn if they do, shenanigans. But most creatures do not possess attack of opportunity. Just something to keep in mind. Okay.
So I'll just make my movement to here.
Okay.
And
So it's not movement. You're using one action to, it's called stride. All right. So you
stride.
or dash or something. Okay. So first action. Yep. You move up. You got 2 more actions.
I'm going to attack the goblin.
Okay. Great. So go ahead and you're going to use what to attack him?
My great sword.
Okay. So go ahead and attack with your great sword.
Is this the same where I do a d20 to see if it hits, and
You're
then
going to roll d20 and you're going to add whatever your bonus is. Probably 9.
9? Yep. So I got a 27.
Okay. So you hit and the creature's AC is 16.
All
So
right.
you critical.
Yeah.
So you get to roll your damage twice.
All right. That's a d12.
2. So
Plus
4.
4.
I knew my kids forgot a dice.
12.
12 damage.
Which is low for a greatsword critting. but-
Correct. It is very low for a great sword critting.
It was just because you rolled so badly.
I hit him with the blunt of the sword.
And he tripped. He tripped.
Yeah.
You're going to notice that's
Through
a
the elbow.
trend with me rolling badly.
However, it is more than enough to kill a goblin warrior.
Goblins are squishy
Of course
little,
it's-
Yes.
little fellas.
So goblin warriors, their level is -1. Now in Pathfinder 2, things are a little different. If a creature has the same level as you, and they will never be as good as a player. Their hit points will be a little lower, their armor class will be a little lower. But generally speaking, if you went against a level 1 creature, 50-50 chance. Maybe 60-40 in your favor that who'd win. Right? So an equal level foe is basically a coin flip. more or less. You have an advantage.
And obviously, if it's 3 versus 1.
Well, now, granted, now that's what I'm saying, though. So, for example, if you guys were fighting 3 level 1 monsters,
that would be tough.
That would be a very tough fight. Whereas in older versions of the game, we would call that a normal encounter.
Because you'd want it to be on par with the levels. Here,
So here, they're level -1. They're actually, there's level 0, and then there's level 9. So these are 2 levels below you. So, Gore, you rush forward, great sword in hand. You kill the goblin in 1 stroke. What does that look like?
That looks like me cutting his head straight
All
off
right.
his body.
Yeah. The goblin is mid-chorus. Goblins race and goblins jump. Goblins slash and
Her thump.
goblin thump. Nice.
You finished the lyrics for
Yes.
him.
Nice.
Stare over his body.
Yes. All right. Now you have 1 action left, Gore.
I will cast my shield cantrip.
Okay. And Gore, not a wizard, but a half elf, and he has a magical tradition. And so, with the last gesture in your turn, a magical shield of force comes up around you. You have a +2 to your armor class until your next turn.
So what is that? Just a half elf thing? Do you
Yeah.
+2?
It's like you have a badger,
Well,
and it's a
no-
I
no.
could have picked any cantrip.
He could have picked any cantrip.
shield because I'm a field medic. So
Yeah.
while I'm
You're
tending
doing
to
other stuff,
somebody,
yeah.
the
Get that
shield's
AC.
on me.
All right,
Yeah.
That's
Azius.
pretty cool.
Well, these guys are really far away from me.
I think it's just because you're a dwarf.
Yeah, I don't move very fast and very
25?
far. No, 20.
Oh, I got you beat.
Yeah, it's very slow. So like,
I wanted to take the
You're gonna have
fast
to triple
stride.
dash.
Like,
but I don't know if I want
watch your
to.
speed by like
Do
30,
you have a
something,
potion that
55
makes
to
you
like 1
faster?
minute.
Right.
Just
I didn't
run
take
around
it. There is a
like
speed one, but I
That's what I
you
was
can
looking
drink
at.
it now, right?
I didn't.
Oh, you
It's
didn't
not
make
part
it.
of my recipes. Yeah, I didn't make that speed one. So I assume that.
Do you have a ranged weapon, or you just have?
No, I mean,
you
I have
your
I have a sling.
I have a sling as well.
Yeah.
I have a sling and a dagger. Those are my weapons. It's not.
But I feel like I'm just gonna move up.
Remember, you have 3 actions.
Yeah. I don't even think I want to use them all.
Okay.
You
Well,
want to
so
use them all.
what-
you do.
Wrong. You want to use them all because it's use them or lose them. 3 actions for this
Yeah,
round.
but is there something to do besides move and attack?
of course there is.
Because I was thinking about moving
There's
up.
like 47 different actions. you
Okay,
can
so
take.
my thought
Is
was,
there like a defend one?
yeah, like I'll move
Even
up to
without a
here.
shield?
So one of the things that you can
That
do,
is 2 of my actions.
So Rory had an interesting question, and there's a good answer to that.
Sure.
You can essentially use a shield, even if you don't have a shield. It's called take cover. If you're near something that your character could reasonably
Dive
like,
under the table.
get behind and use, instead of like raising a shield, you're like
Ducking behind a
ducking
tree.
behind a
Yeah.
tree.
So instead of I'll go to here instead of there, and then I'll take cover with my 3rd action.
Right. Right. And so now you basically get +2 to your armor class.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I couldn't make it to that guy anyway.
But
so-
like you couldn't have done it if you were just standing here. There's
Correct.
nothing-
I mean, now
Yeah.
here's the key difference though, is if there was something there that like a log or something, there might be things that are just,
yeah, even there, yeah, you could probably make
right.
it.
And for example, if Bob dropped to the ground and he chose to take cover, I might allow that to apply against like ranged attacks, like getting low and dropping,
That makes sense.
army crawling.
That makes sense.
So there's a bunch of different options. All right. So Azius, you move
Yeah.
forward
So I ran up and like I'm just gonna get behind this
into the market stalls there.
potatoes.
Yeah.
Just
And
get
then
behind the
you take
potatoes.
cover. All right. Burl.
It makes me find wine.
So if I wanted to do something like take I guess a perception check to see, like I know it's strange that there's only 3 goblins in this raiding party. There's gotta
Yep.
be something else. Would that just be like a regular one of your 3 actions?
So nothing in this game is free. Everything in this game basically takes an action.
At least one of
At
your 3.
least one action.
Yeah.
And
Does your badger sniff around?
Yeah.
He does have
Smell the
some
foes.
stuff.
his badger really doesn't do anything unless Matt chooses to do something with it.
Otherwise, he just hangs around and looks for scraps.
So
Lightning's right on us.
Yeah.
I know. I just got the alert on my
It's
phone
not gonna
saying.
last, though, I don't think.
no, I don't think it's supposed to last very long.
It does
So
look very ominous for this goblin fight, though.
and part of it is you guys need to learn the nuances of Pathfinder, but because there's a lot of stuff you can do with your skills as well. You can make creatures become flat-footed by deceiving them. You can penalize them by intimidating them. Like there's
Don't
a
you
lot.
get close enough to do stuff like that?
No.
I mean, I'm like 30 feet.
It
from
depends
this
what you're
dude.
doing
Yeah.
with them.
Mhm.
Intimidations usually, can they hear you, and can they understand you? So that's just like one
I have a
example.
-1 intimidation for being this war.
Did any of them see me lop that guy's head off and
They
go,
did.
well?
No, because there is very much in Pathfinder, like if you wanted to do that, you could have moved, hacked his head off, and then instead of casting shield spell, you could have been like, get some. And I would have that's an intimidation check.
That would have been
And if you succeed,
What's your intimidation? 0?
And there's some stuff you could take too that lets you like use your strength for your intimidation, because normally intimidation is charisma. So the gnome over here is the most intimidating of all of us.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
+4 charisma. But there's things that let you take your strength.
a couple of the basic things. You guys already know strike, which allows you to swing with your sword or shoot with your bow. It's called the strike action. Striding lets you move up to your speed. But there are a couple other actions which are the kind of the basic actions. One of them is interact, which is just like, I want to open a door. I want to flip this card over. You're going to mess with something or do something, or if you want to pull something out from your pack, that's called an interact action. One of the other actions called seek, Matt, which lets you scan the area for signs of creatures or objects. If you're looking for creatures, choose an area you're scanning. Typically, it's kind of like one section of the map, and then you could go ahead and make a perception check. Usually it's secret to see if you see anything hidden or if you did notice anything unusual.
All right.
Or any of that stuff.
And is there a reference in the handbook here where I can see all of the different actions? Like
Yeah, go to 470.
470. Oh, okay, perfect. All right, I'm gonna make a note of that. Okay, so what I'd like to do is Burl's going to. I bet the goblins can't even see him. He's
Well, you're kind of back. I mean, you're like,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to come over here and hide behind this thing.
Are you
There's
going
a stride for the action?
But you said you're going to hide. Are you actually going to hide?
He's going to stand there.
Okay.
As just a move action.
Okay.
Or a stride action.
Because you could hide. That's
Could
an
hide.
action.
I'm going to make a seek to sort of perceive if there is. It's suspicious, see if there's something else coming around.
Yeah.
Saying over this area?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And
Go ahead.
that'll be action number 2. Yeah.
So I'll make the perception check. Actually, I'm a big fan of just letting you make the perception check. So why don't you make the perception check?
14.
Yeah, Matt. So coming down that road, yeah, you can see several burning torches.
Oh, boy.
So goblins hate dogs. They hate horses.
How they feel about badgers?
They're neutral about
They're
badgers.
neutral about the badger.
But they love fire. So
they're coming in with the fire.
Yeah,
Well, good thing they're not. Good thing they're fucking with a gnome sorcerer whose type is elemental and fire is his type. So he's ready to.
All
Oh,
right.
you like fire too?
Yeah, I got some for you.
You know what happens when fire hits a goblin?
How much do you like that shit? You can.
Because I wonder, like other things I think Bobby could have done, like is if you came in here and like if you noticed that, well, you have poor dexterity, but if you saw maybe
All
like
right.
a little thing, you could like throw it and try to like trip him up or something. I'm not sure what the actual
Release.
action release.
If you're throwing something.
Oh, to trip him up.
Oh man, some torch-bearing goblins.
Are these the same or do they?
these are the ones that are coming in.
Are
But
they-
I mean, are they the same as the
No, these are goblin. No, these are goblin pyros.
oh,
pyros? Oh, they're probably like alchemists. They're probably gonna throw some.
Right, you guys have been hunting goblins for a while though, so you kind of have a
Maybe
good
not
bead
me.
on the goblins.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't
So
fuck
this.
a trio of goblin pyros is coming down the street, and in the back, screeching particularly loudly, is a goblin war chanter. She's got the song on full effect, maximum reverb. Chase the baby,
chase the baby.
kill the pup, bonk the head to shut it up. Bones be cracked, flesh be stewed. We be the goblins, and you be our food.
Oh, I got something to say about that. What do we
All
say
right,
here?
so you see
Fair
them-
words don't fill my belly.
So that was 2 actions.
Yes.
And I'm gonna use my third action to
Bob's
activate
catchphrase
my,
was
So you're going to command animal. Okay, so he gets 2 actions.
and
as
he's
well.
gonna just
Yes.
move around here. So his climb speed, it should be fine. So 5, 10, I don't know, 15.
Yeah, it's his normal ground
20,
speed.
25. And then he's gonna just come over. So it's 25, but
Yep.
he's gonna do a double.
Yep. So you used both of his actions to stride twice.
Yeah, so he's gonna get like over here, just getting ready to like defend.
Okay.
Obviously, he's not actually doing anything,
Right.
but strategically, he's trying to.
All right.
Defend.
So 1 goblin dead. 2 goblins remain. So the 1 goblin.
Now these goblins aren't really interacting with us yet.
We
We
just
just
saw
saw them.
I just
Okay.
put. They're just there on the map. So
Got it.
This goblin's gonna come up on here. So the goblin warrior moves forward onto your little guy.
Badger.
Yeah. The goblin warrior advances on your badger, and it's going to swing its dog slicer, which is
What? Badger slicer today. Yeah.
Sorry, immune, not a dog.
die, fat dog. It
Yeah.
it's
He has no idea what animal this is.
Yeah.
It doesn't
It's a
know.
very large dog.
it swings its dog slicer at your
Badger.
badger.
I'll come up with a name. I haven't figured it out.
14.
It's a miss.
All right.
19 AC.
Wow.
So
It hits
now
him,
we're
he's got that thick
so
badger skin.
the goblin's curses and runs over to you.
Oh man.
No attack of opportunity.
Right. Remember, everybody gets 3 actions.
Oh, okay.
Because he
Even
did
the,
stride, attack. And
He
then
just tried and he
stride.
attacked.
Well,
you
it
for-
was just a weird, like, I'm going to hit you.
Well, he
Nope,
tried and he
I'm gonna
failed. He's like,
run
I can't hurt
away.
this badger. I'm done.
Right, so we haven't really gotten into this yet, but there is something in this. There's something in this edition. By the way, this is nice for the people at home. You can just see Bob's growing drunk.
No,
I
this
forgot to bring.
This is Asius.
Um,
I just trying to be in character.
Yeah.
the
It's RPG guys.
so in Pathfinder 2.
Next week.
So in Pathfinder 2, I'm gonna have to mute you guys all the time in the edit.
Sorry. I talk a lot.
In Pathfinder 2, there exists something called, it's abbreviated MAP, but it stands for multiple attack penalty. So you have 3 actions, right? So you could go swing, swing.
Yeah, if you're
Swing.
right up in melee with someone or.
The problem is after you make an attack, your second attack gets a -5 penalty to the attack.
To what part? The roll?
To the hit, yeah.
To the hit.
To
Not
the
the
attack.
damage.
Not the damage.
Okay, got it.
Your third attack gets a -10.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that just static throughout the whole game?
Yes.
That's
But
fine.
there are
Makes
things,
sense.
there are some things that tweak it.
Yeah.
For example, monks can,
I imagine there's something fighter related.
not so much.
No?
They just have a really high attack roll.
I guess monk
Fury
makes
of
sense.
blows, man.
Yeah.
So the way the monks works is the monk gets to make 2 attacks at once, and then their bonus becomes -10.
So they
So basically,
bypass the first one.
they
and just
bypass.
go
So
through.
basically, they attack at -0, -0, and now they're at -10 instead of -0, -5.
Okay.
But for example, the dog, as an example, the goblins are wielding dog slicers, which is basically a very long knife. It has the agile trait. When you look at the weapons, you'll see that maybe your weapon has the agile trait.
Yes.
The agile trait doesn't take -5, -10. It takes -4, -8.
Oh.
Got it.
Because it's easier to attack more with it because it's a very light and nimble weapon.
I imagine my dagger is agile.
Right.
My
So that's why I
-1
remember I was
It
saying
is, because
before
I have
about
I have the dagger. And I
you
wrote all
need
this
to
stuff.
write down those traits
It's
for every
agile,
weapon.
It's finesse, thrown plus 10 feet, and versatile.
Right.
It can versatile as a slash.
You can only throw it 10 feet. Is that
That's the increment of range.
You can throw it more, but you
You
incur
get penalties, yeah. All right,
It's
so
slashing.
So,
Versatile
real
slashing.
quick question. So you
Yeah.
said that attacks are usually because you can do up to 3 with a minus and a minus.
Right.
Are there ever any spells that cost?
remember if you guys are gonna stand
Oh, yeah.
up, you guys
Are there any spells that cost? Because I'm looking at most of these spells that cost at least 2 actions.
Right.
Is
So
there
the-
ever any single action?
there
spell?
are.
Okay.
Magic missile is one. For example, most spells in the game are 2 actions.
Okay.
Some very large and complicated spells are 3.
3 all altogether.
And some spells like shield, which he casts,
was a 1.
is a 1.
Okay.
But the default is 2 because they don't really want you to be casting 2 spells a turn.
Yeah. Well, I mean, casting 3 spells in a turn with a -10, if you could, that'd
Correct.
be insane.
Yeah, exactly. So, so the goblins have a move of 25 feet. So how many moves is it to get to you, Asius, from that goblin that's
Oh, yes.
out in
That
the-
one?
Yeah.
He can get there.
I mean,
All right.
7.
So
Oh,
he's
here.
yeah. So he's
5,
gonna
10, 15, 20,
he's-
okay.
25.
Yeah.
right
So
next
he's
to me.
So the goblin runs at you,
But am I still
get a
covered?
+2,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
you're using the cart for cover. So your AC's 2 higher,
18, baby.
and he's gonna attack you with his dog slicer +8.
18, baby.
Ooh,
fucking
27.
course. Oh my god. Oh, not a critical.
But it's not a critical.
Just
Nope.
under that
Success.
critical.
It's
range.
almost a critical. So the dog slicer stabs you and slashes into you. But actually it doesn't, because this is going into your stamina. So you guys are just fighting and you're like, maybe it's barely a nick, or you turn it aside with your hammer. Regardless, it only does 3 points of damage.
3 damage.
It's a good place for your pencil, Bob.
I was like, where the heck did I fucking put it?
Now this goblin is just gonna
Never bring a
he
wand
sees
to
the
a
dwarf
hammer fight.
and he's they want to kill creatures. They're not here to kill badgers. That guy swung at the badger because why not? So he's gonna attack you again, Bob.
Yes.
So the first attack was at +8, but he's gonna attack you again. So the second attack is only at +4 because this is an agile weapon.
Got it. Oh my god.
22.
Just wrecking me. It's like I just standing there, like letting them hit me.
6.
Oh man, roll.
Okay, so
out
this is
again.
going into my health now.
So your stamina's out. So you've been struck. So you've actually taken a wound, right?
Yes.
So, okay.
Fuck, this hurts.
Right. So basically, if you could think about it, right? The goblin comes in, he slashes at you, you sort of dodge out of the way. But you're a dwarf. You've been homeless for like the last few months. Like
I'm
who knows?
drinking all day.
So then the goblin laughs. He leaps forward. He sinks his knife into your thigh. Blood splurts out as the goblin goes crazy in excitement. All right,
Only a flesh wound.
gore.
Thankfully, you'll be fine.
I sure hope so. I'm already into my
I come
health.
up to the goblin.
By the way, I put those guys on the map. They're not here yet.
They're
right?
actually-
They're like back here.
And
They're coming.
technically, I don't even know that. Only you know that.
Yeah, I didn't
That's
call
true.
it out or anything.
Yeah.
All right, so gore.
And I attack with my great sword.
Okay.
So he moved and now he's attacked.
Yep,
This poor goblin.
That's 21,
that's a hit. So you're full damage. D12 plus 4.
13.
The goblin is instantly killed as the greatsword cleaves it in half.
Good.
Slice him down the middle.
I loosened it up for you.
Yeah, with my blood.
Yeah.
He was distracted.
I'm at
He kept him-
12
he kept him
right now.
distracted.
I'm out of stamina right now. I'm at 12 HP out of
my
So-
med kit wouldn't do his stamina.
No, stamina cannot be healed with medicine.
Static. That can only be done with the
With the resolve.
Resolve.
Yes. Now, later on, I might give people who have like good charisma, who have like persuasion skills and stuff like that, diplomacy skills, the ability to sort of like rally,
Maybe help other people.
to like be
resolve.
like, come on, let's go up to help them mitigate their resolve.
That makes sense.
So that's something I'm going to play around with. But for right now, yes.
I feel like my guy literally gets stabbed and he still can't get to the next goblin. Like he's like, fuck, I'll get to you. I'm coming.
He's gonna end the
I'm
battle
coming over
doing-
there.
He's gonna end the battle
Blur-
doing nothing other than just getting.
Burl,
stabbed.
I'll get to you. Don't worry.
All right.
Can
Gore, you have one action left.
only certain weapons can be thrown? Yeah.
They have to have the thrown trait.
Yeah.
Okay. Guessing great sword doesn't have.
That is correct.
Can I loot this goblin for his dog cutter?
His dog.
You
cutter
can
weapon?
certainly,
For you, it'd be probably smaller.
I mean, you can pick up a dog slicer. Yeah, it's one action.
I'll pick it up.
All right. You are now holding a dog slicer.
Okay.
All right. Azius.
Is there anything else in the looted body?
I mean,
he said loot.
I was just looking
no,
for
well,
Oh, you
You
just
wanted
looked at
to-
the
you
dog.
wanted
if
to
he wants to loot other
Yeah,
things,
yeah,
he needs to
yeah,
take
yeah.
other actions.
Ah.
All right. Azius.
Oh, okay.
That's
so,
you, Bob.
yeah, geez Louise.
3 beers in.
He's
We may-
been drinking,
we
he's
may-
been drinking all day.
Maybe this is just good role playing.
Yeah,
Correct.
that's exactly, I think.
You somehow
5,
beat
10,
me, and I started.
20.
now, the mechanics of the things that we see on there. Are
Yeah.
there, like, could he not go 5, 10,
Well, I can't
15,
go over this
20?
freaking.
Well, that's what I'm
thing.
asking. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Correct,
if
you
it's-
cannot.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I don't know if
going-
those were.
I mean, you could, but you'd have to like jump or leap over it or climb over it.
I'll take my advance
Okay,
for
good.
jump. I can have
I
someone
can
else
take.
jump.
I can take 2 actions to get to here.
Okay.
So then I can bring
Then
my
one attack
fucking
to-
warhammer down.
Does flanking
Exist, yes.
Is it
Oh.
perpendicular or is it just parallel?
No, it's
Oh, good.
you got to be on opposite sides.
Then
Do you
that's
have
what I'll
do you
do.
have the speed to get there?
Yeah.
Is he
5,
double?
so I was here. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
Great.
Oh, you
So
I think it was even.
yeah.
quick,
So when a creature is flanked, it gets a -2 penalty to its armor class.
Okay.
Sweet.
So his armor class drops.
For the forge.
Yeah, I'm standing there with my dagger, like
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna try to stab him.
19.
All right, you hit. The goblin
Okay.
is struck.
So 1d8 plus 2. 5.
All right. And the goblin teeters as it these creatures are all hyped up and hopped up, and then you crush it in its back, It like staggers forward, wind knocked out of it, eyes bulging as it looks horrified and terrified. It's about to run away, by the way. So.
Oh. Where? Towards these torchbearers? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, run back into town. I mean, it doesn't want to die here. It's not going to fight to the death. There's no reason for it to do that.
I'm actually listening to a good book about that.
About fighting to the death?
No, about different characters in D&D, Pathfinder, and how they would react to certain situations.
Interesting.
You might have read this book or blog. It was based on a blog, but it is sort of like a goblin would charge in as long as it thought it could do this, and then it
Keith Ammon's book.
It's probably that. What is it?
The monsters know what they're doing.
Yeah, so I just started it. It's quite interesting.
Yeah.
So anyway, that makes sense. Like he wouldn't just be like,
It's a good book.
I'm just gonna fucking just keep going till I die.
Right.
Doesn't fucking make any sense.
Some monsters would, like a zombie, right? Or
Yes.
So and that's what's so cool about the book. He's like, this guy would do this in this situation. It's pretty. It's for a DM. Obviously, I'm trying to be a DM. I'm learning from this guy. Trying to.
All right. So Azius, you crush him.
Barely flesh wound.
Burl.
So,
Come on, Burl.
In Pathfinder, is there a penalty if I tried to cast a spell right next to a guy?
There is not.
Unless he had attack.
If he had
opportunity.
something that he could do when you cast a spell in his face, then that would be a problem. But other than that, it is not. And in fact, just FYI, the way that, like, for example, the way that Gore's attack of opportunity works is if someone uses movement or they use an action that has the manipulate tag. So, for example, attacking doesn't require having the manipulate tag. Spell casting does.
And that's probably listed by spellcasting in general, not each spell.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, actually, you can specifically tell because. So we're getting really into the weeds here, but he's in the bathroom. It's fine. The number of actions that a spell takes is equal to the number of components that it has. So, for example, there are 3 types of components that a spell can have. Somatic, which means hand waving. Verbal, which means like
By the power.
Fus Rodan.
Yeah.
And then the third type is material, which means I'm pulling magic pixie dust out of my thing. So, for example, most spells, which have 2 actions, will typically list 2 types of components. If a spell has somatic or material components, then that means it has the manipulate trait because you're doing something.
And if you had the
But
attack
if there was a spell that didn't have either of
so it
those,
was just verbal.
if it was just verbal,
Or verbal and semantic.
no, somatic, because you're
Somatic.
still.
Once
Or-
a semantic happens, that
'cause you're
triggers
still-
the manipulate. Okay.
But if it was just verbal, it would not provoke an attack of opportunity because it wouldn't have the manipulate trait because there's nothing for you to interact with. Anyways, so
Is there anything that had only the other 2 non-semantic?
I don't know. That would involve like an encyclopedic knowledge of every spell in the game, and I don't know.
I was told that you did have that.
Do they have focus? Instead of having to have the materials, do they have the focus thing?
Well, the sorcerer has a special ability that anything that requires material components, he can just replace with even more somatic components.
Okay.
So, like, instead
I
of
don't
having
need magic dust.
instead of pulling out
keep
magic
doing
dust,
this.
he can just keep throwing weird gang signs until magic happens.
Okay.
What kind of
It's like
gang
the,
are you in over there?
It's like the guys from Avengers. The
yeah.
Doctor
Strange,
people.
yeah.
They're sorcerers.
Yeah.
The Sorcerer Supreme, you mean exactly what you are?
I fell asleep during that movie.
How could you fall asleep during that?
It was
Doctor
like
Strange
Inception.
That was such a good movie. Oh, my Lanta.
movie.
It got slow in the middle.
You
And that's
guys
why I fell
aren't true Marvel fans.
Okay. Burl.
Bro, all right. So we've got this goblin that came
Stab
up,
this bitch.
tried to attack. Well, if I have a -1 damage, if I hit him with my dagger, I have a -1 strength. I'm not strong.
Okay. That's funny.
So instead, I'll just hit him with a ray of frost.
Yep.
He's coming around and just boop,
Yep, blast him.
hit him with some icy ray. So spell attack roll. Ooh,
Oh,
Yeah.
crit.
But what?
All right, so it's 727.
Yeah.
And then
Well, so it's 27, which would be a crit.
yeah.
But you roll 20, so it would be
So it
it would be like a
automatically
double.
28, yeah.
It's a triple crit, but it doesn't exist. But so you have to roll your damage twice,
So 1d4, and it says plus your spell ability modifier,
which for you is
4.
charisma.
All right.
Wow.
So
it's
you're using your dagger?
No,
this
I'm
is-
using.
He blasted
Ray
it
of
with
Frost.
magical.
I was like,
Ice.
you are using that -1 thing?
Wow.
So
8 and 6,
8.
14.
Yeah.
14.
14.
Yep.
Oh, fucking
And the
frozen
goblin-
to death.
Freezes to death
Yeah.
instantaneously.
Shatters.
It's like
Uh,
Anna and Frozen.
Now, is yelling out a command to your team, is that taking action? Or is that.
Well, so technically the combat is over right now.
Oh,
So we are no longer in initiative order because all the foes are dead and there's no particular reason for it. So Basically, the creatures are dead. You guys have a respite.
So now I can use my resolve.
Right. You have a few moments to catch a breath. You guys can kind of take like one quick set of actions or whatever you want to do. If you want to spend a resolve point, you recover all your stamina.
Need that.
I'm gonna put my dog biter on my belt.
Why does
axe
this thing
back in
keep
my
changing?
Dog slicer.
Yeah.
Dog
How many
slicer.
names does this weapon have?
I mean, it's funny if you want to keep calling it something different.
Yeah, it's the weapon of ever-changing
I
hand.
love that it has changed
Well, my
twice.
favorite thing is goblins basically have two types of weapons. They have like little short, well, not, they're short sword. They're basically really long knives that they call dog slicers. And then they have like pole arms, like axes that they call horse choppers. Because those are they hate. So they hate horses because they're
they get
like
trampled?
they get trampled,
Yeah.
and they hate dogs just cause.
Well, because dogs probably give them shit.
Yeah.
Little goblins running around.
Right.
Dogs are probably like chasing like
They
a
hate
squirrel.
I'm
dogs.
just waiting until we find the goblin with the badger bludgeoner or something.
yeah.
It's a baseball bat for bad.
I was thinking like a small hammer.
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
not a war hammer, but like
All right.
something like meat cleaver. Like
So
not
as,
meat cleaver,
as
but-
soon as these
Be
guys fall,
tenderizer.
I'm gonna alert my team that like, hey, hide or be quiet or like, hey, hide in the shadows or
Yeah.
something.
So
There's cover
as
for
an
these guys.
so that's a great example. So as an example, if a character, I don't know that any of you are particularly proficient in stealth, but if a character right now were to quickly get behind cover, make some stealth or roll stealth, that would be your initiative.
Okay. So is that something that I just say while we're doing it? Like,
Yeah.
Because I mean,
There's
because
no-
we have advanced knowledge.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to tell them as well, like, hey, like hide it. There's another
There's
crew
a bunch of
coming.
shit
Let's
coming.
ambush them and see what happens. I mean, you guys don't have to, but my advice is like, hey, let's hide. So I don't know if like, I can
yeah, I would assume that I would listen to him and try to get behind some of the shit. That's
So you guys want to try to hide?
yeah. I mean, I know I'll be fine. I don't know if these guys are going to be able to hide.
Do you think?
Do you know they're coming towards us?
Yeah,
I know they're
he's
coming
seeing them
this
come
way.
down the street. Yeah.
And they want to come towards us.
Presumably, I'm sure they're coming. They're probably the
So I
second
assume-
wave
I
to those
assume-
raiders.
Yeah,
Um,
let's start it.
Gore,
Let's
if you
have
want
an
to,
ambush.
you want to kind of come in here. Am I gonna be able to hide in the same vicinity, or am I gonna have to?
No,
go
you
there?
guys can all hide.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna come here.
How close
you
can
and I
I
are
get-
small, or how tall?
close
yeah,
can I
we're
get
small.
I'm only
from
4
you?
Not
foot
much
tall.
closer.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm easily hidden behind this sack of these
Potatoes?
No, this is potatoes. This is oranges or something.
Oranges.
We don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
How,
Potatoes.
how tall is the statue in the center? The city center
way
there?
bigger than me.
Well, no, remember that's not a statue. That's like a podium.
Oh,
So
okay.
we're there is no statue there.
I was hoping it was a 30-foot statue.
All right, so everybody-
I'd teleport up on top of it.
So everybody go ahead. So the goblins are going to come in. Everybody go ahead and make a stealth check.
All right.
I'm gonna use my cool velvet container here.
Woo!
Stealth
This
check.
is my lucky die.
12 total for Asius.
25. Do I have to make one for the badger,
19
or-
total.
19 for Gore.
Yes.
12 for me.
Ooh, triple phrases.
I'm a little wide. You know, it's probably from the drinking. maybe I was like my bottle clinks. Like I was still holding it the whole
You
time.
dropped it.
Yeah,
Ding,
my
ding, ding,
flask. I was trying.
Sorry.
I burp.
Get it together.
Yeah. Oh,
Get it
that's
together.
a chili.
Get it together, you.
I made
Bearded fool.
a gigantic crock pot of chili this morning.
Ooh.
Well, what can I say back to you? Don't even talk to me, you stone eater.
Stone eater.
He's got all sorts of random
I
insults.
like that it says
Gore,
stone
what's your
eater.
total?
19 total. 14 plus 5.
Remove one of those goblins.
Do they
Them
have
up?
one?
Yeah, remove them.
Oh.
So as they're coming down, you see that one of the goblins with the torches kind of goes like, like runs off into a building to
That's that guy.
to start burning it.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
As the DM realizes there's not 4 party members.
Mm.
We could have taken that extra goblin.
Remember, 50% chance.
Oh wait, are these are regular goblins?
These
those,
are-
those the first ones were
Just like goblin.
Warriors.
Goblin
These
warriors.
These are the infernal.
These are pyros.
Pyros.
so these are level 1.
These are level 1.
yeah.
Oh shoot!
Okay, so the goblins come in and now they are where they are. Burl, you're up first.
So do I?
So as they come in, they squeal. They're like, "Oh, a dwarf! Not a longshanks, but he'll do nice."
I smell pyrite.
So does this mean that they don't know that I'm here?
Correct.
Okay.
There are 4 categories of being hidden. There is unnoticed, which means like they don't even know you exist, right? So like
Like full concealment.
it's not even you're hidden, but they also don't even know that you're there. The second category is where you're hidden, which means I know you're here, I just can't see you right
Makes sense.
now. The third category is that you're like behind cover or something like that. So you're trying to hide, and then the fourth is just you're observed. I can see you.
So I am. They can see like my warhammer.
You and him are unobserved. They don't even know that you exist.
They don't know who exists. Me?
The only person they think is here
Is the
is a
dwarf.
dwarf behind a cart.
Okay.
And a couple of dead goblins.
And he's like,
Because the bottles were clanking.
Yeah.
Which means that if you guys can attack them before they notice you're here, they will be flat-footed to your attack. And being flat-footed means their AC drops by 2.
and I imagine give sneak attack, turn sneak attack.
If you're a rogue.
If you're a rogue.
Yes.
yes. So Burl's up first.
So Burl,
Yeah.
you're up first.
So I'm going to
Also in this game, you can ready. You can also delay, which you can't do in 5th edition.
What is delay?
Delay means Burl goes, I want to go here.
and then ready is I'm going to wait for the goblins to get this close.
Ready's the one that.
So
wants an action.
ready gives you the ability, but it is in this edition, there's a little bit of a tweak to it. Ready lets you takes 2 actions. So you lose 2 actions. Then you gain your whatever you want to do, casting a spell, attacking him. You can do that as a reaction when it triggers. So if you could say, when a goblin comes around, I'm going to bash him in the face on his turn. So you ready on your turn. It takes 2 actions. And now Burl can smack the goblin on its turn when it comes by. The other thing Burl can do is called delay. Delay is a free action. It doesn't take any actions. Basically, Burl's just saying,
Actually move in the order.
it lets you move your initiative down,
Yeah.
which you can't do in 5th edition. You can do it in every other edition of Dungeons & Dragons. They got rid of it for 5th edition because it was too complicated.
All right, I'm going to delay until after the war chanter.
Okay, so the War Chanter is going to go first. Okay, so Burl has the advantage, but the War Chanter, Burl has the initiative, but
he
waits
holds still.
because he's just wanting to see what happens. All right, the female War Chanter comes in, still shrieking that goblin song. Burn the skin, mash that head. Goblins here, you be dead, dwarf. We're talking to you. Okay.
I think they see you.
I think it's, is it me? Is it me?
Gonna take a swig
Pulls
of-
out his secondary flask. He's like, oh shit.
This one could be the mutagen.
This could be the big flask in the sky.
All right, so she's going to take 1 action to use her goblin song ability.
The bitch been singing the whole time.
Well, but now she's specifically using it. So she's going to sing annoying goblin songs, distracting foes with its annoying and painful lyrics. So she's going to make a performance check against your will DC. So Bob, because she can't do it against anybody else because she doesn't know you're here.
Okay.
So nope. You're not going to roll anything.
Okay.
You gotta
I have a
roll your
will
DC.
of 5.
Right. So that means your will DC is 15.
Got it.
And the DC never takes into account your level. It's only ever the score plus. Oh no, because the proficiency does.
The
take into
proficiency
level.
will go up. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so she is going to make a performance check. So the other thing about this edition is everything uses the same unified mechanic of proficiency plus ability modifier. So I can do things like, instead of making an attack roll against your armor class, I'm making a performance check against your will.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, essentially.
Now is it in this mechanic? This is a spell she has?
Nope, it's just an ability.
Oh, it's an ability that says use your performance to
Yep,
distract.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
So she's going to make her performance check, which is +7.
She did not first want to walk forward.
It's within
10 or 15 feet.
That's within range. Okay, I got an 18.
That is a hit.
Okay, so it's a success. Bob,
Yes.
you get a -1 status penalty to your will saves and to your armor class until next round.
Okay.
And this is because you're so shaken by this.
Yeah.
You're distracted by this awful
Just
sound.
distracted. And that's the type of stuff that you can do with your actions using like intimidate and deception, but that's just her special ability. Then she's going to stride forward 25 feet. So if someone can help me move her, mind me, just move
5,
her.
10, 15, 20, 25.
Yep. And then maybe shade her to the left a little bit.
This left.
Yeah. And then she's going to shoot you, Bob, with her short bow.
Damn right you.
Now, does it work like with D&D with like cover?
Yep.
Because he didn't hide.
Nope, but
okay.
he's still behind cover.
This is
So
a +2.
your AC's up by
Taking
2.
heavy fire, guys. Taking heavy fire.
By the way, as an
Don't
aside,
say guys.
so
you're by
by the way,
yourself.
if you're behind cover and you take cover, it makes it greater cover.
4. That +4.
Sweet.
All right, so you're hidden partially behind the little booth, but the short bow shoots out.
Oranges.
24, Bob.
I have the AC of 15 right now.
Okay.
Right? Because I'm not. just -1 because they could see me.
-1 plus
I'm not
plus
really.
2.
Oh no, you get a -1 because you're distracted by the
But I'm
song.
+2?
But you get +2 because of the
So
cover.
it doesn't matter. I'd have 17.
All right, Bob. You take 2 damage. That's the short. But again, that's coming out of your stamina. So
Yes.
it's just a minor hit. Or
Yeah. So for people at home, we have a stamina and a health bar.
right, we did not explain that. But if you're familiar with the stamina rules from Starfinder, they're very similar.
Okay.
Okay. So that was the War Chanter's 3 actions. Burl, you had delayed. So you
All
go.
right. Burl's gonna pop up.
Yep.
And he's gonna hit the War Chanter, try to cool her off a bit with the hydraulic push.
Okay.
So 60 feet, and I call forth a powerful blast of pressurized water that hits him.
Ooh.
And then it can do some stuff, hitting and pushing, damage and pushing.
Okay.
So it's a ranged.
Come on, baby. Come on,
plus
come
7,
on, baby.
a 10.
That would be a massive miss.
Oh, no.
Is it really critical?
No. It's
Oh, okay.
Well, I
don't
don't
say
think there's-
massive. I get real nervous.
There's no failure for this one, like.
Oh,
different type of
yeah,
failure.
yeah.
Do it again.
Right.
Nope, because it takes
It costs
2 actions.
actions,
to do
yeah.
a spell.
Spells are pretty complicated, so
Yeah.
it takes 2 actions.
I'll
to do
use
them.
my other action to initiate my badger.
Yep.
So
Badger.
he'll take a stride.
Badger
of 5,
online.
10, 15, 20. I mean, he'll get over here. He's getting ready,
Okay.
and he's just gonna. He doesn't. I don't think he's gonna do anything else.
Okay.
If he has another action, I think he's just gonna hang out because he can't start to do things like ready or any of that.
No, he cannot.
He'll bite the air.
Okay. Gore.
I take an action to go back to my dog, Slicer.
I like that he's very particular about the weapons.
And I'll throw it at the lady.
Okay. So you're flat-footed or she is flat-footed because she doesn't see you.
Yeah, you're popping out.
So you pop up.
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead and throw it. It's going to be your proficient because you're a fighter. You're pretty much proficient in everything.
Yeah.
So your
I'm
proficiency.
expert in everything but other.
Oh,
yeah,
so you're
expert.
expert.
Yeah.
So you're starting at 5 plus 5, and now because this is a thrown weapon, you're going to use your.
Strength?
Dex.
But I think thrown
Or
weapons.
do they use
Throw-
spider for strength for everything?
Um,
Call.
See you later.
Do you remember off the top of your head while you're looking that up?
wait, while I'm looking it up, you're asking me a question?
I might know it. What's the?
How many antidotes or how many things I ready during the day
Oh, for the
alchemist?
Take a look. I can look that up.
Yeah, if you go to alchemist, I can't remember the exact number because I was like, I would definitely have done the juggernaut and the elixir.
What
That was
page is
3.
weapons on? Do you know?
Like
I thought it was like, I have a recipe
282.
book, but I get 3 per day, or I make 3 in the morning, and I think it'd be these 3.
All
I
right,
just couldn't
Gore.
remember off the top of my head.
A thrown weapon has a ranged attack. A thrown weapon adds your strength modifier to damage like a melee weapon does.
Oh,
So it uses your dex to throw it, but it uses your strength for
which
damage.
makes sense because then you hit it with
I should be the first one in the
the.
classes.
Use dex to throw, but strength for
Should be there
Damage.
somewhere.
Yes, so you have 5 plus your dex. What's your dex?
2.
All right, so
So
plus
alcohol
7
is
to hit the war chanter.
Do I come over here? with this?
23.
That is a big hit. So go ahead and roll your damage.
What's the dice on a
D6.
D6?
But add your strength.
Good.
What's roll a 1?
5.
The war
What's
chanter
worse,
has
that was
about
really-
16 hit points. So you throw the dagger. She kind of like, her song gets disrupted a little bit and she goes, "How rude! Burn him into nothing! Burn him! Destroy him!"
Oh my gosh.
I think that was really cool that you picked up the
Yeah.
dog slicer and then threw it right at her.
Yeah. So
All right, the goblin pyros.
My third action, I've ready my axe.
Get your axe back. Yeah.
The goblin pyros rush forward. All right, the first one's going to rush forward to here.
Coming in for some sweet badger
For
action.
here, and then he waves his torch around and puts
Just
his
like a melee.
he puts his hand up to it, and a burning hand spell erupts,
Oh, burning hands. I know that.
rippling over the badger and Azius.
Oh no!
All right, so Azius and Badger, you guys need to make a reflex save. DC 16.
Oh boy, that's gonna be a 9.
Okay. Well, you're going to take 5 damage then.
Okay, so my
5 fire
my
damage.
stamina is at 0.
Does
All
it
right.
work that the familiars is the same as yours? Like AC?
Yes.
Okay, so just mine reflex.
Yep.
13.
All right, so it takes 5 fire damage. Okay, the other goblin pyro is going to move that way down the street. Yep. Not
Or he's
that.
going that way?
Yeah, he wants to move so he's 30 feet away from the elf.
From the elf? Oh.
That way the elf will take 2 movements to get to him.
Oh, yeah.
But he doesn't know is that Gore technically has sudden charge. So Gore,
Right.
Gore can actually do 2 moves and attack with 2 actions.
Oh, and then you still have your third action left.
But he doesn't know that. Okay, and then he is going to launch a produce flame at you. A magical, the flame on the end of his torch, he points it at you, and like a Roman candle,
Heck, these fireworks.
it shoots out and tries to strike you. He's 30 feet away, which is the range of this. And he's going to make a spell attack against your armor class, Gore.
Do I still have my shield cantrip up?
Nope, it only lasts 1 round.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
18's the AC.
Well, I got more than that.
Oh,
So I got a 24.
I was hoping
Wow.
it wasn't a firebolt. It was
All
a
right.
snake.
Ooh.
It hits into the peaches.
Ooh. Okay, you take a little bit of damage.
Okay.
You take 5 fire damage. Indeed. And if he had crit, you would be on fire. But he did not. Okay, so that was the 2 goblin pyromancers. So Azius.
Yeah, quick question.
Yeah.
So my alchemy thing lets me do 2 at the beginning of the day.
What does my class do, and
Okay,
how can I
let's say
cheat?
do 2 at the beginning of the day. Right, that's the advanced alchemy does. So I assumed I would have done Juggernaut
Okay.
and my Elixir of Life. That's
Sure.
just what I do at the beginning of the day. That's my 2 fun favorite ones.
Okay.
But that quick alchemy, is that in addition to, or like I can do something on
No,
the
so
fly?
real quick, 2 juggernaut mutagens.
Yes. So
And then 1.
action number 1 is I'm the Juggernaut bitch. It's I'm gonna
So
take.
do you smash it on your head or you drink
No,
it?
no,
you drink
it's a pop bottle clerk, like a little cork, like Jekyll and
Dr.
Hyde,
Jekyll,
yeah, some shit.
All right, so you consume your juggernaut
Yes.
mutagen.
Yes. So after drinking the mutagen, my body becomes thick and sturdy, and I exhibit like a healthy glow. Though you tend
Healthy
to be
glow.
ponderous and unobservant, you gain item bonus to fortitude saves, and listen to number of temporary points. When you are at maximum hit points, which I'm not. For at least women, you gain temporary hit points, which I don't.
You'll still get the hit points, but it won't be like temporary hit points, right? Because I think what they're saying is you get some number of hit points, and then if you are already at full, you get temporary.
Yeah,
hit
so
points.
here.
Oh, I can't double up. Is that what they're
No.
saying?
So here's what happens, right? So you
I basically gain 5 temporary hit
right.
points.
So it's a lesser one. So you get a +1 bonus to your fortitude saves.
Yes.
And you gain 5 temporary hit points.
Yep.
Okay. And then
That's what it's basically.
and then if you lose those temporary hit points, now this potion only lasts a minute.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter a whole lot. Because some of the other potions last like an hour.
Yeah.
If he uses up all those temporary hit points, those things go first. Those go before
Yep.
hit points, those go before stamina. If he is at full HP, if he recovers and he's at full HP for a full minute, he gets the temporary back.
Got it.
So like basically for like the ones that last like an hour, if like you get into a fight, because like the ones that last an hour give you like 50 temp. And then if you use all that up in a fight,
Yeah,
and then after the fight,
45
You
temp.
heal up, you're good to go.
you heal up, you wait a minute, and then you
Right.
get the 50 temp
Yeah,
back.
so I got 5 temps, and I gain 1 bonus to my fortitude, but I lose -2 to will and perception checks, and initiative rolls. Just letting you guys know.
Oh, you took it before battle.
So
It's mostly for like the
I'm
longer
the
duration
Juggernaut,
ones.
bitch.
All right, so you get all big and bulky, and you get extra hit
A little bit
points.
of everything kind of like Super Saiyan 2, you know.
Not Super Saiyan 1.
No, I'm right to 2. It's a freaking Juggernaut shit.
It's a juggernaut potion.
Yeah, so now I'm gonna roll up.
Is 2 the one where their hair gets longer?
Yes. Well, yeah. For 1 day, just hair stands up.
Is that where the 2 is where it goes down the back? Is that right?
3 gets down to the floor. Yeah. 2 just goes, or 1 just goes up in gold, and then 2 is like bigger and golder, and then 3 like it's like fucking on the ground.
It's like going down the
Their
bed.
Yeah.
hair grows.
Yeah.
It like all of a sudden like Goku 3 is like as like down as a,
I don't actually like Dragon Ball Z.
I love Dragon
I
Ball
never got
Z.
into
My
it.
brother watches the new one. But.
I used to live with someone, Larry.
I know Larry. Yeah, Larry's.
Okay.
All right, so I'll move up with my second action.
Yep.
And then swing my warhammer down on this guy.
Yep.
So it's just normal now.
Yep.
It's
There
16
we
plus
go.
5 to 21. That's gonna be a hit.
Yep.
I assume. And D8 plus 2 is 8 total damage.
Okay, well, these guys have 15 hit points
Oh, man,
apiece.
these are fucking tanks. This is gonna be a rough battle.
So monsters in Pathfinder 2 are much tougher than what you're used to experiencing. All right, Azius, you're all done. So the war chanter goes next. She's still pissed.
This guy's hurt.
That's the hurt icon.
He's been red circled. So let me just double check with you. Since he delayed, he's delayed all the time.
No,
Yeah.
his
I'm
initiative
always
is now
there.
here.
Man, I feel like that's a disadvantage.
Well, it
don't
is.
you think?
I mean, the war chanter was going to do nothing against me because I was hidden.
And he
So
was
like,
gonna do nothing against her.
my goal was for her to come into play and then me hit her with the Hydra Blast, like push her back.
It's,
and do some damage, but-
It can be good. It can be bad.
Okay.
It's all,
I was
it's
like, man, now you're always behind her.
All right.
You're always in
That's
front.
true.
the Goblin Pyro takes damage.
Yep.
The Goblin War Chanter snaps her head over, begins moving her hands around, and from a distance of 30 feet, I think she's within 30 feet. She's like, "Goblin, get back into it! Do it, Goblin!" And she casts Soothe on him,
Oh, make
and
me
he
feel
heals
better.
10 hit points.
Oh, fuck.
So he's back up to full.
I can't even hit him enough for this shit.
Well, don't worry. Hopefully, we got Badger and me over
This is
there.
like
And then she's going to move back about 15 feet. Yep, good. All right. So War Chanter's done. Burl.
All right.
Also, I'm bringing it.
It's already been brought.
It's already been brought it.
first action.
I'm just
is
saying,
I'm
I'm not
going
holding
to
back.
command my animal,
Yep.
and the first thing my animal will do is going to moonwalk back to be flanking. With,
Okay, so it's going to stride to
it's gonna
flank.
stride to flank.
Yep.
And then the Badger's second attack is
Yep.
going to be to attack.
Yep.
It is going with the jaws.
Yep.
Now it's to hit. I see its damage.
Right. So let's take a look at your familiar. Again, this is why you need it.
I'm gonna write. Yeah, I'm gonna write this stuff down.
Just print it all out.
I'm gonna write just like a little sheet just for him.
Just print those pages. Highlight the
Well, no,
sections
because I
that
want
you need.
to.
Oh, you want his own thing.
What is his? His to hit with his bite is a plus.
So it
It's
uses
blank.
your level to determine its proficiency bonus. It is trained in its unarmed attacks.
So.
So 3.
+3.
Yeah. Well, and then it's strength.
So 4, 5. Yeah. So +5. 17.
Oh, that's a hit.
D8 piercing.
Come on, dude.
+2.
Pearson.
Oops. 7.
Yep.
There we go.
So basically back
And
down.
a +2 to hit because.
Oh,
or
no.
-2 to AC.
It's a -2 to AC. His AC
So is that
even-
something you take into consideration? Okay.
Well, it's helpful because penalties always stack, bonuses don't. So it's better for the creatures to have penalties than for you to have a bonus. If
Got
that
it.
makes sense.
So he's down -7 now?
Yes, well, but he was up to max, so.
So he's down -7.
Yes, he's very good. All right, so
And then,
your Badger's taken 2 actions, so it's done.
So
So
that
you
was
still
1
have,
action.
Burl, you still have 2 actions left.
Yep. I'm gonna try to hit him with the Ray of Frost.
Yep.
Freeze this bitch.
Now, where are you at, Burl?
Sort
So it
of.
should be 5, 10, 15,
All right,
20.
so from this position, no cover. You're good.
So Ray of Frost.
Come on,
Oh,
baby.
shit, that's 120 feet. God damn.
That's a very long range. Remember, you're using your spell attack against, I think it's AC.
It is a. I see the attack roll. Base spell attack roll.
Yeah, so spell attack rolls just mean you make your spell attack versus its armor class.
16.
And its armor class is 17.
Oh, man.
But
And I think that's that.
let's take a look. And unfortunately, flat-footed does not apply in this attack because
No, because
Yeah,
he's aware. of
you're not flanking it.
Yeah.
Okay, Burl though, good try. All right,
Yep.
Gore, big Daddy Gore.
I've counted it 3 times now, but I'm gonna sudden charge her. You can count it for yourselves if you want.
You go for it, buddy.
All right.
All right.
He's over here like,
So
Whenever it's my
now,
turn,
and
I
then,
go,
and this is
fucking
what's so
do
cool,
this.
right? So like because one of the things in this game is called action economy. It's basically like each person gets 3 actions, but how can you do the most with those actions? And so by like using sudden charge, he was able to take 3 actions and do it for the
2.
price of 2.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be able to attack and then potentially attack again.
Basically getting a free run.
You're getting a free run.
movement out of
Yeah.
there.
So all right. So go for it,
baby.
buddy.
Come on, big roll.
2.
11.
Goblins, goblins are the best.
There's nothing you can do with the roll.
All right. So
Oh.
you have 1 action left.
Attack again.
Now you're gonna attack again, but now you have a minus
Minus
5.
Come on, baby.
That is still 16.
Is this one 17?
So what's your plus to hit?
9.
Oh, hit.
Yeah.
9, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yep, that's a hit.
Okay.
Her AC is a little lower.
Makes
So
sense.
that's my
Spellcaster or
D.
bard.
Bard.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a bard,
12.
basically. You got a D12? Yep.
Okay.
So plus 4.
12.
There we go.
Oh, she was
Plus-
hit from the diag
yeah.
slicer. She was at 11. Cool. You drop her. She's dead. Nice.
Single-handedly, that was all you.
was
First throwing
good.
the sword.
Gore, you're out of action. So my goblins are going to go next. Yeah. So these are pyros, and they got spells, son.
But their war chanter is down.
They is.
I mean,
So-
she was the more scary of the two.
Maybe.
Well, this one won't die. but
Yeah.
Yes.
We're gonna get it.
Hopefully
It's
he's not
stuck.
healing up anymore with the chief.
Yeah,
gone.
that was nice that she was able to heal him fully there.
Well, luckily, got 3 slots. So
3
Oh,
slots. What do you mean 3 slots?
gonna move to here.
Oh, as actions.
It's gonna stride to there and cast Burning Hands.
Burning Badger.
15-foot cone. That includes you, Azius.
Oh man.
I have the same attack. That's my
Is
default.
this a reflex save?
It is a reflex
Oh, he
save.
moved to get them both in
Okay.
a cone.
Yep.
Okay.
DC 16.
I thought he was coming for me.
Oh
So,
no!
The damage is only 3. So Badger make a reflex save, DC 16. You make a
So it's just this plus 6.
11.
so 3 damage.
That's a hit.
So
So
3
3
damage.
damage.
All right.
That
so,
goes off my temporary hit points.
correct.
I'm
So
the Juggernaut, bitch.
all right. So he moved and he cast a spell. That's 2 actions. So he's out of actions.
Make 2 of those tomorrow.
All right. That Goblin Pyro is going to turn towards the fighter. Fighter. The creature waves its hands in the air. Are you within 30 feet?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is open area.
And targets
Yeah, just
your
low
great
shit.
sword
Uh-oh.
with a grease spell.
Oh no!
Slippery when
I saw that as a cantrip. I was like, what am I gonna do? If someone's chasing us, I'm gonna grease them.
Make
But I didn't think
a
about putting a weapon.
acrobatics check or a reflex save, whichever is higher.
experience.
I like that. Because I was reading the grease as one of the cantrips, and I'm like, what am I gonna use grease for? Like making him drop it.
What is it?
A
Acrobatics.
acrobatics check or a reflex save, whichever is higher.
Is reflex this one?
Yeah. Yep.
7.
Oh yeah.
25.
Oh yeah.
All right. On a success, no effect. All right.
What did he cast?
Grease on his
grease,
on
grease,
his
yeah,
sword.
grease,
Try to get him
So
to
I
drop
would
it.
drop it.
Yeah, you would drop it or
Yes.
lose it or fumble it or something.
They can catch that stuff on fire, can't they?
They could.
Probably.
They can.
And then the creature's going to move 25 feet down this way towards Burl, basically getting away from the fighter. Unfortunately, you have sudden charge, so that works to your advantage.
Son of a bitch.
All right. Pyros are done. Azius.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna move myself up to try to hit this guy again.
Now remember, if you go from here, he'll get a -2 to his AC.
Well,
Because
first,
we're.
no,
Oh wait,
I
that's
wanna
me.
get to here.
If you want to go to there, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I
I
thought
was here.
that wolf
5,
was-
10, 15, 20.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can
And
do
now
that.
he is
There you
flat-footed. His armor class drops by 2, so
All right,
now it
come
is
on, baby.
15.
Warhammer. My Warhammer's name is Destiny.
Ooh.
God, I can't roll for
Not-
7
So
damage.
let it be clear. Let
Seven.
it be clear. The reason why you're rolling poorly is because you're not giving your dice room to breathe. You can't
Gotta
just
have a
roll. You
long
can't just
roll.
roll them into this little
You
tray.
should throw that into a dice
Like
jail.
if you rolled like that, if you rolled like that at a casino, I would get up. I would take my money and I would leave
What
the
if I
table.
just? What if I
I
hold
would
it in my
leave the
hand
table.
and just keep it real close to me?
I would get up. The goblin, you know what? He mocks you
Ah, of
with
course
your
he does.
pathetic attack.
So what happens
But-
with the Warhammer? He just misses over him?
Yeah, yeah. He
Yeah.
just no, because this is how the alchemist is swinging.
Yeah.
He's like shooting pool.
Well, to be fair, I also just bulked up with the Juggernaut potion, so
He's
I
not
don't
so
know.
smart.
I don't know
He's
if I
not-
can really
Right.
move
But
very
the good
well.
Your
now, granted,
coordination's gone.
your attack isn't great, but you do have a third action
Yes.
left, so you could attack again, and you get a -5
5.
penalty for this.
Like if you roll high enough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I assume I
You're the
will be.
Juggernaut.
I will be bringing it down.
All right, so -5 penalty. No, okay. It's not.
Dice jail.
My
Dice jail.
Where's the
My,
dice jail?
yeah, my kid's fixing terrible dice today.
Yeah.
Here's the dice jail.
Where is
All right.
the dice jail?
All right, so that was Azius. War Chanter is dead. So back to you, Burl.
I will be taking DM's D20 here.
Yeah, that was.
That was killing it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to hit him with his own medicine. Hit him this goblin here with the burning hands.
Yep.
All right, so burning hands.
You have to be within 15 feet. It's a 15-foot cone.
Oh yeah, I do.
So you just gotta move. You're gonna have to move one.
There you go.
Or yeah, move
Yeah.
your actions, man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, yeah, just outside the. So that sucked because that took one of your actions to do.
Yeah, so I'm at. This is all I'm doing this turn.
Oh, okay.
Because it's two.
It's 2 actions.
One
Yep.
to move and then 2 to cast.
All right,
Come
so
on, Burning Cone
I get
is
to make
wet.
a reflex save, Matt, against your spell DC.
Yep. My spell DC is 17.
Jeez. Put this chair here.
You did.
Right?
I know. That's.
I didn't do that. I did that right? Because I'm proficient.
It's
and
10 plus your proficiency, 3 plus
then-
your primary stat.
Okay. Yeah.
17, yeah. There's a 16, and they're a monster, so
Okay. All right.
yours should be a little bit
I didn't know
higher.
if it was
No, it's-
calculated.
Yeah, he failed real bad. So.
All right. So he takes
No, he failed real bad. He crit failed.
Oh, it doesn't say anything special. It's just double.
It does, actually, because this is, again, where you have to learn the spells. So you can see here the saving throw says basic reflex.
Right.
Whenever anything says basic reflex or basic fortitude, it follows the basic rules,
Doubling.
which means if they critical fail, they take double. If they fail, they take regular. If they pass, they take half.
Was it just
And,
like,
and if they critical succeed, they take none.
So only critical succeed is your only way out of there.
Yeah. You're always going to take something. But in his case, he takes double. So 2d6 doubled.
And it's just 2d6. There's no. I don't have.
Nope. No. Oh!
Wow.
So 18.
18.
Wow.
Yeah. So the gnome, yeah, you know how to use fire. This is a fire off. The creature's like, ha ha! And then you come stumbling over as a little gnome and you're like, the creature is completely consumed by the flame. Ash completely. Just disintegrated. Yes. And Burl, I think you're all done there.
That's me.
Gore.
Unfortunately, he doesn't do anything.
This goblin is beginning to realize that he is screwed and is looking to flee.
Does the Warcaster still have the dog slicer in her?
Take it out of her thigh.
Sure, yeah.
I'm gonna take the dog slicer
And just throw it at this guy?
and throw it at her.
All right, you pull the dog slicer out of the war chanter and then hurl it at the pyro.
So
Plus 9 is 27.
Plus 7 because you
Or
have to use
plus
your dexterity.
7 is
Good.
25.
Hit.
I really.
did you hear what he did? He pulled the
Yeah, I
dog.
really-
All right, so now roll your damage. D6, add your strength. Oh, it's dead.
I love the non-conventional, like, fuck it, take this.
I like how I can't kill anybody. My guy is so
We'll get there.
weak.
We'll get there.
So the goblins are slain.
Cannon
And as an
fodder.
example of that, that was really awesome. So the way that you did that. So I'm awarding you a resolve point.
Yeah, that was. I like both of those actions from him, where
Yeah.
he got it over here and threw it,
Yeah.
then charged.
I'm awarding you pity. That's all I have for you.
Thank you for your pity.
Thank you.
You'll get there. You'll get there.
Okay.
My guy you just drinking too much today.
All right. So
I drink that juggernaut potion really well.
So the immediate area of goblins is calmed and becalmed, and you guys sort of take advantage. The townsfolk have fled over the intervening minutes, although you can see that some of them are still like huddling like in the eaves of buildings or like
These are the people that can't look away from car crashes.
yeah, well, they weren't.
Oh my god!
They're just they're afraid. There's goblins running around. Spells are being flung. Some of them are just like hiding in the crevices behind barrels.
They didn't make it away.
Yeah,
I
they
thought
just-
these are more the people that were like,
No. They fled. They're just but they're starting to be like,
yeah.
are they dead? Are they killed? And you guys kind of take stock for a moment. If you have resolve and you want to spend it to recover stamina,
Question.
you may do so at this point in time.
You said the temporary hit points go then back to my main hit points after I wait, or
No.
they do not?
Because your mutagen only lasts 1 minute,
Got it.
so it basically is expired. You
Okay,
can-
so I'm still not at full health.
So the question is, if you want to use your resolve to
Well, actually, what I was going to do is drink one of my elixirs.
that only recovers hit points,
Yeah.
not stamina.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it goes 1d6.
I used that
I'm down.
resolve to,
I'm
on my
down
stamina.
to.
You used a
Well,
resolve.
I guess a question to you then, because the way we're doing this, I'm not used to it.
Yeah, that's fine.
With me being down 2 hit points, I'm not being used to Pathfinder. Should I take the elixir just to try to get the 14 back to like normal, or is being down just 2 not a big deal?
Two's not a big deal.
Okay, so then I'll just use my resolve to restore
Your temporary
full-
hit points, yeah, those are
yeah,
ones
to
you
resolve
let
to
those
full.
go.
So I'm back up to 7 stamina.
You're at 7 stamina,
I'm
but
at 0 resolve.
right, you're at 7 stamina, so you're full stamina, but you
Yes.
still have 2 hit point damage.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so
Question about healing.
yeah, well, real quick. So it's 9:00. So
This is around when
shit.
we end.
yeah, so we're gonna start closing it down. So the townsfolk begin kind of huddled out from you, looking to you, like, what happened? Are they dead? Are they destroyed?
For now.
But you hear shouts and shrieks coming throughout Sandpoint.
Oh,
and as you guys kind of like take stock for a few moments, because you've been pretty concentrated on the fight at hand, you can see some the sun was just starting to set. You can hear the distant rumble of crackling buildings. You can see some the glow, like as if you lived in California, like the glow of distant fires as it looks like several buildings in town are on fire. You can smell smoke in the air.
Jeez.
And every so often the early night is punctuated by a scream of a man or a woman and sometimes a goblin. And as you guys are kind of as you guys are kind of looking around and kind of taking, stock of the situation, you do see some odd sights there's a goblin who's running down the street and his head is stuck in a barrel and he's just
Another one's got flames on fire.
Absolute chaos.
Absolute chaos and absolute nuts. But whatever's happening is clear. Sandpoint, the goblin activity that you guys have been experiencing over the last few months, maybe have instigated, has come to a head as a full-fledged goblin assault on the peaceful town of Sandpoint is underway. And while the town's had some brave and heroic men and women in its town guard, one thing's for sure. It's up to you guys to stop it. And that's where we'll pick it up next time.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this is good because we want to help defend the city here. And, I wonder if we could find that ranger lady that's been.
Well, I don't know what's happening right now.
Shillelagh.
All that's happening now is fire and
right.
All right,
chaos.
so we'll do some video stuff. So next time we're going to continue with the assault on Sandpoint. We'll see if the brand of new heroes can save their newly adopted town with its fine wines and fine meads. And we'll see what transpires next time. So hopefully you guys will join us next time. And we look forward to continuing to play for you. And hopefully the production quality will only go up from here. I apologize if there's only 2 camera angles and we're only playing on dynamic mics instead of having a full array, a satellite of shotgun mics.
Yeah, the overhead camera.
We're going to get a battle mat. That's going to be my number one thing. We're going to get a battle mat camera. So anybody watching at home can see exactly what the players are seeing. And FYI, Rise of the Runelords, which is what we're playing, came out before they had all the fun map packs. So we're going to have to, hand draw some of these maps and we're going to have to improvise some of these maps, but we'll make it work. So thanks again, and we'll see you guys next week. All right.